Oh, nice. Got all the painting stuff all cleaned up. Now, what is our project today? Well, I got to put this new weather stripping up, and most exterior doors has this little groove in it nowadays. They used to, years ago, you'd have to buy weather stripping with screws on it, and you'd have to cut it and face screw it and face install it right on the edge of your door stop all the way around and adjust it and all that kind of stuff. I used to do that for years. Then they came out with this new stuff, and it just fits in. I don't know if you saw me pull that out. It's just a V like that. It's vinyl, heavy vinyl, and that's gonna fit. This little thing right here is gonna fit right in there. You know, and I've got to install it up at the top first. There's always a right and wrong way to do everything, and if you took this off, just pay attention on how it came out and stuff, so that you can put it in. See how that groove goes all the way over to there for the top piece. See, all the way over like that. And the old stuff had paint on it, and it was all kind of decrepit. And you could buy this at a hardware store, and I bought it at Home Depot, at the Home Depot. And you know, I normally stick it up there and all in one piece, and then kind of eyeball it and cut it and kind of fit it back and all that kind of stuff. Because see how crooked it is. You know, it's just the vinyl stuff, and it's kind of hard to measure. But I'm gonna try to measure this this top one and see if I can't get the top one at least, because it's a short one, and I've got right at 36 inches. And so I'm gonna come over here, and I've got one down here. Oh, look at my supervisor. She's not watching me today. She's like, you can probably do it yourself. Yeah, she's kind of sitting around, laying around on the job again. She does that from time to time. Other times she's right there, Johnny on the spot. And so I'm just gonna set this over here next to the baseboard so that I can kind of hold that up straight. And I cut it, I usually cut it with tin snips, and my tin snips are older than the hills, and it can cut through that stiff part, but it can't cut through that other. I should really get a new pair of tin snips, but until then, these are the ones I got, and these are the ones I'm gonna use. And so I've got my scissors here, my skizzers, and I'll just see how well I can do. I'm just gonna hold my fingernail right at 36. And I'm gonna cut it just ever so long. You see, man, it hardly even cuts that. I don't think I have any more of these tin snips upstairs in a nail bag or not. I've got some ones that have a different tip, and I don't really like them, and you know, they're probably up there somewhere. But hey, you got the scissors, you can do it. All right, so let's go see if this isn't gonna fit up in there. And it's really not that difficult to put up, you know. And I recommend taking these down anytime you get ready to paint. I've seen painters, even professional painters, try to leave this in. Try to leave this in and paint around this. That's nuts. And the one guy, we had some painting done a few years ago, not here, at a different place. And the painter's like, oh, it's too hard to get out. And I just took a stiff putty knife I just took a stiff putty knife, put it up in there, and pried out on it. And the way it came, it was slightly different than this kind. But I got it. Now see, I cut it just a hair long, and I didn't trust myself with the measurement, did I? So now I can kind of cut some of that off in increments and see where it's supposed to be. Okay, yeah, a little bit further. Man, okay, no biggie. Do it again. Last thing I want to do is cut it too much, you know? Then you're kind of in a world of hurt there. Well, I mean, the other weather stripping on the sides would cover it up, and so it'd probably be fine. But I like to try to do things the best I can. Okay, that's looking fine. Just shave off just a hair more. Okay, now I can push that in, and make sure you want to make sure you get it all the way in there. Sometimes I've seen guys, and see, I can kind of pull this backside down, make sure that's pushed in all the way. I've seen this stuff pushed in before where it wasn't in all the way, it was kind of pooched out, and it just didn't look right. See? Okay, there's my first piece. Okay, that's how it's going to fit, just like that. It's simple Simon. Just like that. See, that back side is pushed right in that groove. And see, when you get ready to install new stuff, you want to make sure this edge is all nicely cleaned out, because if it's not cleaned out, if you got a little bit of paint in there in certain spots, somebody goes and tries to push it in like that. Maybe the back side's not pushed in. You don't have a nice straight line up against your door jamb. And so then you're going to have to kind of clean that out, because you want that pushed in all the way. Okay? And I got it pushed in all the way. Okay? And so, what am I going to do with these long ones? Am I going to measure these off on the floor? Absolutely not. I'm not going to. I am not going to measure them down on the ground because they're crooked. And you know, these come, when you buy them at the store, they come 7 foot long. And see, now I can get it right up in there where it needs to go. And in fact, oh, that's right. I think, let's see here. See, I could just leave it, or I could cut this at an angle. I think that's what I've done before, so that when it folds open, this goes up kind of at an angle. So I think that's what I'm going to do here. I think you can see that. I'll try my best to stay out of your way. Okay. Because I've got enough room to do it. Because see, when this relaxes, I can have this go up higher. Now you're only going to see it when the door is open. My word. Do I really need to do this? Probably not. I'm gonna just try it just for kicks and see. In fact, oh, look at that. This cuts the whole thing. I don't even have to get my 10 snips out or anything. And okay. Let's see if I can't cut that a little bit straighter. Let's just try that and see. Let's see what's going to happen there. It's kind of pushed up. I kind of like that. And I see a little edge here where I'm going to come back this way. Oh, spend a little time to get it done right. You know. Okay, now I can push that all the way up in there like that. I'm liking that. And now I'm just gonna push it in, pull this back, make sure it's pushed in all the way. Okay. Make sure I'm not binding there. Make sure it's pushed down, and it looks like it is. There. Okay. I think I can deal with that. I can live with that. Okay. And see the bottom here, obviously it's way too long, right? Well, I'm just going to hold it down in there. Once I get down there, I just kind of pull the back side out now so I can make sure that's in there all the way. And we'll get you in over here. I'm trying to stay out of your way if I can here. And yeah, I didn't realize I could cut it the entire thing with the scissors. So that's kind of good. I mean, my 10 snips out at all. Maybe I can just work on this side over here. So see, now when I get a little closer, I'm gonna cut some. I can hold it down there, and then I can cut it long and hold it up there again. Okay. I don't want to cut it too short. See? Cut it a little bit more. I'm just going to go 1/8 of an inch at a time. Okay? Because I want it fitting nice. Well, that's how you do it. It's almost, like I say, it's almost impossible to cut it the exact length on the ground. And let's see here. Oh, it doesn't, the little thing doesn't go down all the way. And I'm almost flush as it is, okay, with the length. So I'm just going to kind of cut that last little tip at an angle. Make sure I can get it in there. There it goes. Okay, now that's pushed in tight all the way. There you go. Let's push back in there. Behind there. In fact, I wonder if I should cut a little bit of it right where the door. Now I'm going to pull it back out. Where this is, so it can fold. So it can fold over a little, I think. I'll just try it and see. Just going to try it and see. Now see that little bit, I'm having a hard time. I'm going to have to go like that and then stop it. So I don't cut through it all the way. That. Okay, I'm liking that better. There, perfect. Okay, I'll pull that back, make sure it's pushed in all the way. Nice and clean on the brand new door jamb and all that. Okay, that's what you want around your door frame. Doesn't that look nice? You don't want to put up the old stuff. And this new stuff has a little bit more spring to it, obviously, because it's not 17 years old like the other stuff. And the other stuff had a little paint on it here and there. And you know, if you really want to save some money and you think, it's good enough, there's not very much paint on here, you could get some paint remover, some goof off or something like that, and remove it and put the same piece in if you want. Okay, so now we're going to put this piece up over here. Okay, you know how to do it now, don't you? You know what I'm going to do. Okay, let's put the next the next piece up here. And I'm going to cut that down at the angle. Let's see how well I can do it this time, huh? It's just kind of a trial and error, this first little cut. And like I say, if you don't want to do that first cut, you don't necessarily have to. See, I've got to cut this back. That's okay. I've got a lot of this to work with, right? I've got four inches or so of this extra. Make sure I don't cut myself, huh? Okay, now go up at the angle. The angle of the dangle. Okay, looks like I gotta go just a hair further. There and then up. Let's try that. Okay, that looks good. I can live with that. Okay, push it in there. It just kind of, when somebody sees it, they'll see that it's kind of cut at the angle. And like I say, if you don't want to do that, you don't have to. Okay. Now, I'm just going to make sure that's pushed in all the way. It is. If you were to time me, oh, I got to replace my battery. I'll be right back.